For organisations, they've got a whole series of problem sets, whether they are mobile phone companies, local authorities, or application developers developing on smartphone environments or whatever. They've all got issues around trust and confidence about, is my data being stored correctly? Are people using it for the right reasons? So trust is eroding between organisations and their customers at the end of the day. They've also got a huge operating cost around transactions. Transactions are terribly expensive. Simple things like it costs 40p to print and post a letter. In the Mydex platform, it's 4p a year, send as many as you like. So there are huge economic challenges these organisations are facing. So one of the fundamental questions we get asked all the time is, sounds absolutely fantastic, but how do I justify it? What is the return on investment? How do I make a business case? Everybody understands saving money. Well, we've identified cost savings in print and postage costs, data management costs. One of the organisations involved in our community prototype estimated that 10% of staff time in their organisation related to the cost of data management. This would wipe the data management cost away. Now, if 10% of the cost of a local authority or a large organisation is a staggering amount of money. Frontline services are hugely costly, and many of the transactions that go through call centres or walk-in citizen shops or any kind of service centre could have been dealt with just by the simple exchange of information. Systems development and integration. Organisations spend millions of pounds trying to make their internal systems talk to each other to no great avail. By connecting those systems directly into the Mydex platform and to the individual customers, the customer is co-creating the information and maintaining it. This cuts out a huge financial expense and the complexity of maintenance, when fundamentally you're just trying to keep basic data up to date. End-to-end transaction execution. If you can take out manual steps in any process, you save a vast amount of money. What you're able to do with the Mydex platform and with the integration with the individual as a participant is to streamline that customer experience and streamline the movement of data. There's also a hidden cost in many organisations, particularly in regulated markets or anybody subject to the Data Protection Act, and that is compliance. Are we appropriately handling data? Are we looking after it? Are we responding to requests for information? Are we dealing with customer records in the correct way? Is privacy being maintained and confidentiality? Has consent been sought? People are constantly being challenged about that. Mydex gives people the ability to build privacy and consent in automatically. Improved data quality. Data quality is one of the single biggest, most damaging things on a customer experience journey. If you have the wrong information, you send it to the wrong address, you call somebody by the wrong name, you get the information about the treatment or the service that they're supposed to be getting wrong, embarrassment is the least of your problems. We've all suffered from mismanagement of information. I could give you example after example. The other myth was the investment in all of these large, complicated systems that could store vast amounts of data about people. But guess what? People are not prepared to put the information in. So data sparsity is a huge issue. Just because you can store a thing doesn't mean you actually ever get your customers to provide it to you. If you start integrating the information flows and sharing information on a permission basis with the individual, and it's really easy for them to do, and it makes sense in the context of the transaction, you're more likely to fill those holes in knowledge and insight. So in terms of transactions, every organisation is different. You've got to find a pain point in the organisation. We recommend you start with one thing. You connect one service and one transaction. If you're a bank and you're trying to get people to download statements, or you're a mobile phone company and you're saying turn up to the portal to get your itemised bill because you don't want to post them out, and nobody's turning up and they're all asking for paper still, this is a way of actually getting rid of that cost. Contract and tariff management, call centre traffic, every transaction that you've got within your business, if it's got personal data and interaction with your customers or citizens, there is a saving to be made from integrating to the Mydex platform. So we would always recommend that you look at your top pain points and identify them. We can talk about in local government, social care is a massive area of cost and complexity around consent and permission, and we have an immediate solution in that regard. Even if it's something as basic as reporting potholes, distributing council tax information, allowing you to assert identity or prove that you're on benefits to get an energy reduction tariff from your energy company, or simply just to request services. There's very, very simple measures that you can take to integrate into the platform.